Hey interwebs, it's Jackie K. I know this looks like Fire Emblem Heroes once more, but let me explain, because I'm doing things a little bit differently going forward. I'm basically, for now at least, gonna go back on the whole doing them as live streams, and actually do Fire Emblem Heroes a bit more frequently. Not every week, mind you. But it's a concept I'm still playing around with that I'm basically dubbing Game and Chill. Like, I already spend Mondays, like every other month or so, doing Pokemon Go podcasting and just mostly just talking about stuff on my mind. So I think I just want to expand that further and make pretty much every Monday just a day to just game and chill. And how it'll work is like there's things that I do in the game, things I do outside of the game. What am I even saying? I think like whenever I play Fire Emblem Heroes now, I'm just gonna do random stuff in the game and talk about how things have been with me. If I have something in particular in mind to talk about, I'll probably go into that. Like this week, we recently got the Super Mario Maker Direct, so I kind of want to go into that a little bit. I'm trying to put more structure in the channel overall, and once I experiment around a bit with some concept that I have in mind and actually see what sticks, what doesn't, because in a good case scenario, if things are actually as chill as I'm hoping they'll be, and these are as easy to produce as I thought they would be, then maybe we can actually have like this sort of thing more frequently than every other week, or once a week in general. But I want to play around with the concept a bit more before I know for sure. Right now I'm thinking like Mondays will be this sort of thing where I either upload Pokemon Go podcasts up onto YouTube or just chill with a game. It doesn't even have to be Fire Emblem Heroes. It could be just any particular game that's easy for me to set up and simple enough to play that I can just pretty much play on autopilot and just let myself talk about all the other topics out there. So yeah, I'll be playing around with that a bit more. And before we go onwards, like this would be a perfect time for me to actually grind, get some heroes that I want to get up to 40 but never get around to, and actually boost up their experience a bit. So let me set that up before I go into Mario Maker. Let's see here. Do want you all the way up, but can I go lower? Well, I guess I do want to play with Zora a bit more. I never actually use the dancer units too often because usually I grind in auto battle and I don't really get that opportunity too often with this particular setup. Not sure if I actually want to use units. Don't I already have this unit? Yeah, she's already level 40, but I keep getting her mixed up. Who do I want to bring us actually around that level? This set of teams seems close enough. Onwards to Mario Maker, which I kind of want to talk about a bit, because as I'm recording this, the Mario Direct was yesterday, and that's initially part of my how things been lately. But I feel like I could have elaborated a bit better on it. Overall, I'm looking forward to Super Mario Maker 2, but between you and me, I'd probably be looking forward to it no matter how little or huge the update would be. Not quite enough to make any room here. Maybe I can get this going. But overall, I am kind of looking forward to the game's release. And I think they did an alright job with the presentation. There is one big criticism that I gotta get out of the way right away. Man, that's way better than I thought. I really gotta get her up in levels. I'm pretty sure if I did, I'd actually use her all the time. Anyways, back on topic of Mario Maker. Admit, it's just, I enjoy it. I know it did good, but I'll admit I kind of struggled to say exactly what was so grand about it. I guess overall, my point is that it is just more Super Mario Maker. So if you weren't too fond of it in the first place, it's probably going to be a hard sell to convince you to get it now, but I feel like they did enough with it to justify porting it over to Wii U. There's enough difference to call it an actual sequel and not just another port. I'm kind of curious about how well, there's the things that we already saw in the trailer, like the multiplayer. No, Jack, you're jumping ahead of things again. There's stuff that we knew about in the past, like slopes. Oh, good drops. I know it's like the most requested thing from Mario Maker, but there's other things to be more excited about. What am I even trying to say with that? I just gotta make a hasty retreat from my friend Mia here, because otherwise she'll get herself murdered. Slopes are cool, but I can understand someone saying, making fun of people being excited about it, like, really, that's all you need to call a game a sequel and not just a port? Slopes? But nah, there's a lot more to that whole trailer than just slopes and all that. We got new themes, and all the new themes in the game actually stood out in my mind. Like, each one of them felt distinct. The most similar one to themes we've got in the past were Sky, which I'll admit took me a second to realize that it wasn't in the game because it was the airship theme that we had before. But there's something unique elements about it. And Forest, which seems similar to just the main grassland, generic overworld area, but when you actually watch the levels in motion, it certainly had a theme. And the thing with Mario Maker 2, you can't just think about the new features individually, you gotta think about how to actually incorporate into level design. And between the new themes, the new enemies, the new things you can interact with, I feel like there's going to be a lot more potential for level creation than what was in the game previously. And that in of itself is going to justify the sequel over. But there was a lot of other things that I kind of thought was worth looking into as well. Like, I'm really excited about the multiplayer aspects that they're adding into this game. You got a lot of it just as a callback to Super Mario Bros. Wii, but in other senses, like, it seems like they refined some things. For one, there's a co-op mode and a versus mode, so you can choose whether to compete or cooperate. But even in the versus mode, I noticed watching the trailer, they have a few little things here and there to actually make it less of a stress. For example, one way you can screw over your buddies in Super Mario Bros. Wii is a hidden item block. All the items slide out at once, and you can collect them all. However, in this game, you hit a block and only one item comes out. You hit it again, another item block comes out. Which I think is a real nice addition, because that allows for players to actually take turns, share more, makes it more difficult not to share. I find some exciting uses for it. Plus the whole competition aspect in general looked pretty cool. Why do I keep losing? I feel like I'm not challenging people that are too much higher than me. I didn't think like putting the game on autopilot would make things this much more difficult. Anyways, what was I saying? Like multiplayer aspects. Cool and all. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how they implement Mario 3D World. It definitely is a distinct theme in and of itself. But between that and the multiplayer aspects, those are probably what I'm most excited about. Before I talk about some things I would have liked to see from the trailer, I do want to take a minute to talk about story mode. Yeah, Mario Maker is getting a story mode. To be fair, it's not like much of a story, it's more just like a mission mode. And they get away with calling it a story. Excuse me. Anyways, as I was saying, I think they only get away with calling it a story mode because you gotta actually... There's a little plot right at the beginning of, oh no, we gotta repair Princess Peach's castle because it's gone for some reason. They don't explain if it got destroyed, did it just vanish by some sort of black magic? Who knows? Who cares? It's just an excuse to get you to play levels. And the nice thing about this story mode is like it's all single player offline, which is something that the original Mario Maker lacked. Something that pretty much why I think like some sort of single player / story mode was necessary for the sequel. Is because like Mario Maker is so dependent on online. Like when the Wii U Online eventually dies, there unfortunately isn't going to be really much left to salvage from Mario Maker. You won't be able to get to the levels because they're majority of them fan created and are online. Even the ones that are preset are kind of set up behind an online wall, so you won't get to play those either. All you really get to do is make your own stages and play them. Which is sadly disappointing in my personal opinion. With this Mario Maker 2 in the mix, at least there'll be things to do if you don't have an internet connection and or when online eventually fades away. You won't be locked out of playing Mario just because you don't have access to the internet. Which is especially important for the Switch because Nintendo is making you pay for online these days. Granted, in their defense, they do have all these promotions trying to getting you into the whole jump from having free online for every generation since Nintendo Online existed to dear oh dear me, why are there so many, they've been throwing so many extra units onto these boards lately and I just don't know what to do with myself. Anyways, on the tangent of Mario Maker level, if Nintendo's gonna make us pay for online, they pretty much need to have some sort of offline service these days. Yes, I know games have gotten away with it. The whole having a paid online service and make a game exclusive to online features, but excuse me. Well, so much for this being unedited. Door magically got itself open. I blame the dog. So I had to go alleviate that problem before it actually became an issue, with people or animals actually coming in while I'm recording. Anyways, oh yeah, online stuff. Yes, I know games have gotten away with being exclusively online. But I personally just don't think Nintendo can pull that off. And let's be fair, those games that have done the whole online only stuff, they've all gotten major backlash from their consumer base, their audience, about this whole concept of I am only gonna do things with paid online. So I think having an offline mode is just a nice little precaution, like just help people ease people into the whole Nintendo Online stuff a bit more. So I think it's good. It's harmless at worst, so there's nothing to really complain about. And I could definitely see it working the way that they're promoting it as a tutorial for Mario Maker fans. Like, you take on the story mode, take on new modes, and actually play these preset levels made by Nintendo themselves to get an idea how Mario Maker works, and then use the ideas you get from it to create your own levels from. So I am looking forward. It looks like the story modes could be interesting too. It's kind of like, it's more of a mission mode where you like get stuff and earn points to build up the castle, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to building up the castle for some reason. It just seems like it'd be a fun, interesting concept. Can't really put my fingers on why, it just seems like it will be fun. That's all I got about Super Mario Maker from what I've seen on the Direct. Yeah, I guess that bundle's alright too, once you actually understand how it works. My only qualm with it is that I rarely would buy more than one game at a time. I am kinda cheap with my gaming money. Excuse me while I go find something that doesn't require stamina potions. Because as much as I wouldn't mind doing a stamina potion because I got so darn many, I just realized I jumped into one of these missions without level 40 characters. This is gonna backfire. Yes, I'm very afraid to die. While I'm on the process of burning myself though, back on tangent. I forget if there was anything I had to say before going into the things I wish they kind of would have in Mario Maker. Oh yeah, that bundle. Not the worst thing in the world. I probably won't get any use out of it though, because I rarely buy more than one game at a time, because I don't put that much of my money aside for video games anymore. I'm kind of just like saving it for my adult life expenses. So I'll mostly buy just one game at a time, and like $60 is kind of intimidating to put down on its own. I know that's what people would normally pay for a video game these days, but in this day and age when you got so many cheap options like indie games, old games that go on sale, it just becomes harder and harder for me to justify getting a game right at launch for the full $60 price. Because why would I play Kirby Superstar, pay $60 for Kirby's Star Allies when I could play Celeste for $20? That's the most basic example I can think of. Man, if I knew how I would enjoy, my level of enjoyment would be for both of those games, I definitely would have swapped which game I got first. But all's one that ends well. But yeah, I mean, it's a limited time offer, so I probably won't get around to it by the time the offer ends. As I already pre-ordered Super Mario Maker 2 off Amazon, and I don't really have a second game in mind that I really need to have, so I'll probably just sit around on it. Probably just keep my Amazon Prime pre-order because I'm trying to justify having it. Because I'll be honest with you guys, the only reason I got Amazon Prime in the first place was to take advantage of their Nintendo Online offer, and I'm just struggling to try to justify the cost a freaking Amazon Prime every month, even with that offer in tow. Point being, I just don't play games too often to actually justify getting more than one game at a time. So I don't mind like just spending 60 bucks on one game and then going back for... I feel like I get to the point a little bit quicker. I play games not frequently enough to justify buying more than one game at a time. It's what it basically all boils down to, and honestly I probably wouldn't even get Super Mario Maker 2, or at least I wouldn't be able to justify the cost of it if it didn't already have ties to other things that I do online and off. Like, it's not like I'm gonna start doing Mario Maker streams just to justify the cost of it, but there is a YouTube series that I watch that does revolve heavily around Mario Maker. And they said that they were gonna start up their series again once Mario Maker 2 goes live. And I really enjoyed that YouTube series, and I want to be more... It's actually fairly user interactive because not only you submit your own levels, but you are heavily involved. The fans are heavily involved in the process of what gets played and what doesn't get played. And one of my biggest regrets with that series was not being more involved with the creation and playing of those levels. So I know I'll get my money's worth out of Mario Maker 2, if only because of that. It'll be a fun game regardless of that, but that's what's really justifying the $60 price tag for me personally. In a way that most AAA games just aren't justifying it for me anymore. How did I get through that without dying? If you're curious, the series is Morning Mario. If you're in my circle of friends, you probably know exactly who I'm talking about from that. If not, I highly encourage you to just search YouTube for Morning Mario. I'm not kidding when I say it's a great series, and something that everyone should check out. But before I end things off, I do want to talk a little bit about what I feel like the game could need and could possibly have, but just hasn't been confirmed. The big thing that comes to mind is the costumes. I feel like the game's done an okay enough job justifying the value of the game even without the costumes, but it is one thing that I think I'm gonna miss. Especially being an avid Amiibo fan. One of the greatest things about Mario Maker was just the fact that there was pretty much costumes for every Amiibo you got, so like if you have a huge collection of Amiibos, your collection gets justified from the purchase of the game itself. And if you don't have a huge collection of Amiibos, you're not really out of luck either, because you still get to actually play the game, and you can earn the costumes naturally just by playing the game, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, there hasn't gotten any confirmation on that either, and the main reason I'm concerned that we're actually going to, whether or not we're actually going to get costumes in Mario Maker was, one is fairly limited. You can only use the costumes in one particular theme. And two, there's like, it must have been a licensing hell. You know what, I said it, so I'm not gonna be around it. It was a licensing hell for them to get the rights to all those costumes. And that's not even beyond the Amiibo costume thing. Like, there was things from Monster Hunter, there was actual licensed products like a Hello Kitty costume, and there's pretty much a costume for pretty much everything under the sun. And I highly doubt they're going to get all of them back. And whether or not they actually get them, even some of them back, it just depends on how much they're willing to go through. Because I'm sure even with the Amiibos, like, they have first party stuff, but they also have there was a few third party characters that barely made a cut. Nintendo seems to have this thing with getting Pokemon stuff with Amiibo compatibility in general. Probably because of things I learned recently about Game Freak. They're technically a second-party company to Nintendo, but they're not, like... They're in a weird limbo from second to third party, from what I understand. From what I understand, they could just make their properties on non-Nintendo consoles, but they choose not to. I think that's how it works. I'm not quite exactly sure. But that's the basics of my understanding. And man, what was the other thing? Dang, I'm gonna stop this podcast and... Did I just call it a podcast? Well, I've been more in it. There's more inaccurate ways to describe what I'm doing. Because this isn't really a fair commentary. Ooh, where did she get the boost to actually move that quickly? I'll try one more time, but I get the feeling I'm just gonna die again. I was hoping that like that would somehow spur some inspiration of like ways that I can actually recall what the heck I'm doing. But it's not hitting me. I'm not even gonna say if I remember later I'll add it on, because that'd be defeating the purpose of this whole thing. It's supposed to be a more casual experience, and yet I already feel like I'm gonna have to do some editing. As for summoning, I don't know. I mean, I've already done my free ones on my first attempt at this. And I gotta tell you right now, I didn't get anything too special out of it, so I'm not too worried about not sharing it. But you know, I would like to give this picnic set one more time, so to end things off, I'll go for one set here, and we'll just see if we get anything good out of it. I certainly feel like I'm actually just running out of stuff as is, or I don't want to spend my orbs on it, but I would not complain about getting any heroes. Like, with this concept of focusing more on playing the game rather than summoning, I almost want to just save my orbs for something really special. But we already started this much, and while common sense is telling me to get out while the going's bad, I'll stick through all the way. We'll see how long it is. Because we're about half an hour now, but I'll probably be cutting like 5 minutes out from later on. Oh, Silas, that's a pretty good find. Unfortunately, you're not new, but I won't complain about that. As I was gonna say though, basically I'm just gonna game and chill. Maybe like about like 20 minutes to half an hour just talking like this, and I know I'm gonna have to cut a bit of the beginning out, and I know like I'm gonna cut a little bit of the middle out because of the dog. So I think this will be a fair length. If I have like a real day that I'm really tired and only feel up to doing a 15-minute recording, I'll probably stick with that there. But we'll see how it goes. And I just hit the hero max, so this is a perfect place to end things off. Thank you all for tuning in for some game and chill. Hope to see you all next time for a little bit more. Take care.